Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time once again for the Midweek War. And I may be hopped up on anesthetic, but that will not stop me from reporting on the Midweek in Wrestling. With me, I'm Mad Mike, of course. You know that. It says it right down here. But with me is the voice of Inspire Pro Wrestling, Eamon Paton. How are you, sir?
I am doing fantastic, particularly after this week's episode of NXT, which we will get to.
Yes, we will. In fact, we'll get to it right now. Eamon.
Now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Are you hype?
I not only am hype, but I'm still hype. Is that the phrase? No, it's not.
No, you
Whatever.
stay hype. You stay hype. That's all right. You don't get hype. You stay hype. It's fine. It's fine, Eamon. Mojo Rawley's not too upset about that. Eamon,
we lost? Did you see that promo?
No, I need to watch that. I heard good things about it. What is your one word for impact for NXT this week?
My one word for NXT this week is fun.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fun. Okay. All right. My one word is build.
Okay.
Build, because there was a lot of setup on this week's show, and I'm very cool with that. All right, Eamon, what is your good for NXT this week?
Getting this out of the way, it's a selfish good, but I am taking it 110%. I think my good for this week is the NXT debut of Inspire Pro champion Ricky Starks in the Enzo Amore Big Cass match. He didn't do a lot. He took a really hard bump to the outside.
Was he the one that Cass threw back to the Impact Zone?
Yes.
Jesus.
But that's the Inspire Pro champion. And guys, if you were impressed, which, hey, he is very good and very talented. And I'm excited to see him get opportunities. So it's a selfish good, but whatever. Fine.
That's fine. We accept selfish goods here sometimes on the Midweek War. Yeah, that Enzo and Cass match was a really fun squash.
Mm.
It was Cass. Jesus. I was going to ask you, I'm like, if you knew who he tossed, because that fucker got air. He got distance under him. All right. My good this week is ironically going to go to another squash match. Asuka.
Mm.
What was the name of her opponent?
It was Santana Garrett. You may remember her as Brittany from TNA.
Yeah. I knew she looked really familiar, but god damn, I want to see them go again.
Yeah, I was surprised they gave Santana as much as they did in that match.
Yeah, I kind of want to, I think she could be like the Ciampa of the women's division.
Mm.
Because she seemed like she gave as good as she got with Asuka. And
yeah, definitely.
I'd love to see her in there with like Emma or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see that.
All right. So Eamon, what is your bad this week for NXT?
My bad for this week, probably would be, and I hate saying this because I really like the guys, the Vaudevillains. They were hyping up this new heelish sort of side or whatever with those promo videos, and we had the match, and they didn't really change a whole lot. They kind of just wrestled, on the other side, so to speak.
Yeah, and they wrestled with scowls on their faces. Like, that was like the only thing I noticed that was different was Gotch didn't do the things we love that Simon Gotch does, like his weird kicks and double stomps and stuff like that.
Yeah, to me, I don't blame them in a sense, because the Vaudevillains is like a very weird thing to like with the position they are right now. They're Vaudevillians, and they're got these over the top sort of gimmicks, and the crowd loves them, but they're supposed to be acting as heels. Like I would be very difficult if I was in that position, being like, what do we do? Like, what do we honestly do? Like, because we can't not be vaudevillian, old timey guys, but the crowd's gonna love us if we do that. Like,
right.
It's a difficult position. I don't know if I like them as heels, but yeah.
I think if they didn't have such a long run as faces, it could have worked. Because they were heel-y when they started.
Yeah.
They were heel-y when they started, but they didn't try to cheat or anything like that. Like, I mean, I don't know how you do that gimmick as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like planning fake Dynamite and trying to blow up Enzo and you go full blown Chikara with it and
You
you
just
just
gotta be full blown ridiculous with it.
yeah.
And the crowd's gonna cheer you no matter what. But you just have to go with it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Or like you pull out a giant barbell and Aiden English bends it in half and tries to smack Mojo Rawley in the face with it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to kind of go full on, but even then, it's gonna get laughs. Like it's not gonna get boos. Like it's a difficult thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird, but that would be mine.
My bad this week is the first half of the main event.
Okay, it was a lot of side headlocks.
There was I'm not sure if they were trying to get Cruz to a longer match or because I mean I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him to know what his cardio's like, but
oh, it's great. Like
yeah, I mean I'm sure it is.
It's not a problem at all.
I'm sure it is, but the first half of the match just seemed really uninspired. And like Graves was saying, they were feeling each other out. They've wrestled each other before, and their title match I thought was really great.
Yeah, that's true.
But this one,
and once it came back from commercial, it got good.
Yeah, like I wonder if they were just stalling so they didn't do any high spots before commercial break, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, which is just weird because where the commercial break was kind of placed, like it was. Maybe I think that may be the case. Like maybe they thought, because it was a. I mean, I'm all for working, starting things off kind of slow early and building things up, but like it was. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It was kind of.
Yeah, so I understand you have to build the match, but that was not quick drying cement to build that match. Let's put it that way. That's like sitting and watching the paint dry on the bricks for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, once it got going, it was fantastic. It was really, really good, but it took a while to get there.
I agree.
Let's just say I would never want to see Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews in an Iron Man match, if that's how they start just a regular match.
Or Finn Balor, even.
Finn Balor, yeah, Finn. Excuse me. All right, so Eamon, what would be your change this week?
My change would actually it's not a thing you can necessarily change, but for me, it's just the crowd. Obviously, this is the fourth of their that taping that they did because the next one's going to be at the bigger arena next week.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was really dead for a lot of this. I mean, they were into parts, but like for the most part, they were dead. Especially for like particularly, I felt that during the Carmella Emma match, which was supposed to be, I think, like a very important match, and like Carmella won, and the crowd didn't really like, and it was nothing that had to do with the match because the match was perfectly fine, but the crowd was just kind of, I think, tired,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what because the match was actually pretty decent. I liked the match.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It definitely seemed like they were exhausted, and it seemed like they didn't know a lot of the story going in to some stuff. Because, as far as my knowledge, they don't see any of the packages, right?
No.
So they didn't know the Vaudevillains were supposed to be heel.
Well, I think based off of like the stuff that maybe the most that they would have knowledge of was the stuff that happened with them and Gable and Jordan, where they didn't shake their hands. I think that would be the most of it, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think it just kind of suffered a little bit.
Yeah,
because, it was a good build for the next show, but it's like you can't do anything too crazy on the show because you're building for the big CFE show.
That's true. It's just weird. Like when we eventually obviously talk about the other shits, like I felt like the Impact crowd was more like into what they were doing than like the NXT crowd.
Yeah, which is ironic because that was the last set of Impact tapings too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all right, my change. This has to do with the Carmella Emma match. First of all, Corey Graves, like they did a sit down interview of Carmella, which was really good, talking about Baymella and all that stuff, and they showed.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking about with your third.
Yeah. What's his name?
Tom Phillips.
Tom Phillips. I want to say Rich Brown. I knew it wasn't him. But they showed Tom sitting down with Carmella and talking with her, and during the match he wanted to call back to it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I sat down with Carmella," and Corey Graves was like, "No, you didn't. Come on." And he's like, we just
saw it.
And like Corey Graves tried to play it off. He's like, I was watching her. I'm like, shut up, Corey.
They played it off well enough. But that may have been just a case of how like the because I don't know if that was pre-recorded or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, if it is pre-recorded, fix that shit.
Yeah.
Fix that shit because you don't want Corey Graves dwelling into the Jerry the King Lawler I don't watch the product territory.
Hey, well, that's gonna
especially since Corey.
In fairness, that may get him on the main product more.
That's true, but Corey and Tom, I love their dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're one of the best announced teams going today. But Corey has a few things here and there that just kind of tweak me a little bit. But as far as the ending of it goes, I love that Carmella won. That was good. She didn't win with her finish. She won with like a little backslide, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we should have had some Bayley interaction afterwards to kind of like Dana and Emma double teamer or something like that. Like you could have something there because
or maybe even like a backstage promo or something where Bayley congratulates. Because going back to like that should have been like a big win for her. Like you know what I mean? It should have been the equivalent of like when Bayley was beating people on her way up to John Sasha at Takeover.
Right.
Like I think that's kind of should have been the same thing. But yeah, I agree. I will say I think Carmella has tremendously improved, and I'm very excited for her match with Bayley next week.
Absolutely, because especially Bayley's going to make her look like a star.
Yeah.
Bayley's going to put her over like no one's business because they're such good friends. They've probably been planning this match for weeks,
mm-hmm.
at least. Like, I'm really excited for next week when Baymella explodes.
Very interesting to see them in like you mentioned, that interview they did. Like Carmella mentioning the fact that she has wrestling like history in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
That was not like super history. Like her dad was a jobber in the '90s, but like
but still, that's kind of cool. Like it's fun.
I didn't realize that until someone pointed that out. Like like that's kind of interesting.
All right. Was there anything else we missed from NXT? Oh well, we have William Regal's decision.
Mm-hmm.
To just do a rematch. Are you okay with that?
I think that's honestly, it's the only thing you really could do. Like, what would he honestly decide any other way?
I think there should have been if you're gonna do a rematch with Zayn versus Joe, put a stipulation on it. Since they both won with submission holds, how about a submissions match or an I Quit match or something like that?
You could do that.
Like something where there's a definitive winner.
Well, I think it also. I think making it a singles match just kind of narrows down the definitiveness because you can't have a situation like that happen.
Oh, you absolutely can, though.
Well, no, I mean, like, in the case of like double DQ, double count out, sure, but like
you can do a double pin
or a double pin, but...
especially with someone who has a rear naked choke as a finish.
Well, okay. In fairness, I like the idea of that happening and William Regal just going, "For fuck's sake!"
Yeah. Oh bloody hell, you three! Fine, triple threat.
I do
like. I can absolutely see Sami Zayn flipping over while he's in the rear naked choke. So Joe's shoulders are pinned to the mat. And as we see the 1, 2, Sami taps as soon as they hit 3. I can absolutely see that.
That would reach a certain level of overbooking for me, but
because I think they want to do a triple threat.
Maybe, yeah. I will say I like what this does for Baron Corbin. Because it makes it, like I said I think I said last week, like he was the most like viable contender coming out of last Takeover. He beat Apollo Crews. Joe had already lost his match to Balor, and Sami was just coming back. So in fairness, Baron should have been the one getting the next title shot.
Right, and his nice little segment with Regal was pretty good.
Yeah,
but I really hope he doesn't interfere next week, which I think he will.
He may, just based off of stuff that WWE has already spoiled, though. I do like where things are going. In fairness, for people who are, if you're going to get mad, WWE spoiled it themselves, fuckers. So whatever.
Wait, did they spoil it themselves? I thought they just spoiled that Nakamura was coming.
Well, no, I'm talking about the other thing they spoiled themselves.
Oh, I haven't even seen it.
The other guy. The one before Nakamura.
Oh, Aries?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know he played into this at all. So, okay. All right, I will remain unspoiled then. I knew Aries was coming. I had no idea what he was doing, so I shall remain unspoiled.
Whoops.
No, that's fine. I don't know what he does, so I'm okay with it. I mean, I can guess, kind of, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. All right. So, Eamon, where would you rank NXT this week?
NXT this week for me is my number 3 this week. There was a couple that I was kind of hotly contesting, sort of with what I wanted for which placement. It's my number 3. There's some good stuff on the show. The main event, like you said, once it gets kicked into high gear, is really good. I like Emma and Carmella a lot. There's just some stuff like with the Vaudevillain stuff and just some minor stuff like that where it's just like I couldn't bump it to 2. Like it was just certain stuff like that.
Okay. All right. I think NXT is also going to be my number 3 this week. Before Eamon and I talked, I told him that I was really struggling with my 1 through 3, and it wasn't the 3 Eamon thought it was. So, so I told him as we were talking about NXT, I was going to make up my mind on my definitive rankings, and NXT was fun this week. I think it's only a number 3 because it's a build. Like you can't have anything crucial happen on a building show. Like, there was nothing egregiously wrong about NXT. There was nothing egregiously wrong about any of the shows this week, now that I really think about it. But it just... I think if that main event was a little bit more hard-hitting, and maybe the Asuka match went a little bit longer, it might have gone to number 2. But, yeah, number 3. Number 3 sounds about right. And that's not a knock on NXT. It's just really strong competition this week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. So was there anything else we missed on NXT?
We kind of alluded to it. Did you watch the Mojo Rawley Zack Ryder backstage?
No, tell me about it.
So they're upset about the loss, and they're like pacing back and forth, and like Mojo just keeps going, "We lost, we lost," and then like in the most comedic like I'm so upset way, and then like Mojo just goes, "We lost." And starts smiling, and Zack Ryder's like, "What the hell are you smiling about?" And he's like, "We lost, man, because we finally got some competition here. We've been running this place, and now we have to step up our game." And then they start like shoving each other, being like, "That's what I'm talking about." And then they just walk off in different directions. It's the weirdest thing.
Okay,
I can't do it justice describing it. You have to watch.
No, I can, knowing Mojo, I can picture it. Yeah, all right, that sounds cool. I'll have to watch it after we do the rest of the shows here. But yeah, that sounds fun. I enjoy the Hype Bros. I think each one of their positives balance out the other's negatives.
Yeah.
I think because Ryder improves Mojo's in-ring, and Mojo kind of
gives him personality.
Yeah, kind of tempers the personality of Zack Ryder a little bit. I think like if Big O ever came to WWE, this is what they would be doing,
basically.
But instead of Big O, it's Mojo.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a real thing. Like if he got through and tough enough, this is what they would have done with him. All right, so Eamon, where can the good people of the internet find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Eamon2, please, and you can also check out a little company I'm a part of called Inspire Pro Wrestling. At Inspire Pro Wrestling, you can see resident NXT jobber Ricky Starks compete. We actually just posted today we posted a free match of his on our YouTube channel you can go check out. So you can see him wrestle longer than 20 seconds.
Excellent. And you can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also, obviously, we're on the Wrestling Mayhem Show all day long. We just had our Mayhemy celebration this past week, where there were some interesting Mayhemy winners. So yeah, go check that out, and of course go check out our past interviews with guys like Krista Joseph, if you're a fan of the Midweek War, because that interview has been getting quite a little bit of press recently. All right, so for Eamon, I've been Mad Mike, and this has been your Midweek War.